Have you ever asked your child for help and they either refuse or they help once and never want to help again? A lot of parents assume kids are lazy, but most of the time, something else happened. Your child didn't feel significant. And when kids stop feeling like they matter, they stop trying. In positive discipline, one of the deepest motivations behind children's behavior is the desire for significance. Children want to feel capable, useful, and important to the family. When that need is met, kids naturally want to contribute. But when kids start feeling like their effort doesn't matter, or that adults will just redo everything anyway, they stop trying, not because they're lazy, but because their significance tank is empty. Most kids actually start out wanting to help. Little kids love doing things like stirring food, sweeping, carrying things, setting the table. They feel proud, they feel important. But then something very common happens. Adults start correcting everything. Not like that. You're doing it wrong. Here, let me do it. Or we redo the task after they leave. From the child's perspective, that becomes, my effort didn't really matter. My effort doesn't really count. And eventually, they stop volunteering. A lot of parents try to fix this with praise, like, good job, you're such a good helper. But praise alone doesn't always build significance, because praise focuses on approval. Significance grows from contribution. Kids don't just want adults to say that they're good. They want to feel like they actually helped something work. They want to know their effort mattered. Children feel significance when they have a true place in the family system, not just as someone being cared for, but someone who contributes. This might look like a child responsible for unloading the dishwasher, or a child helping cook the family dinner, a child responsible for pets, or running small household tasks. These aren't punishments. These are opportunities for kids to feel the family needs me. And that feeling changes behavior dramatically. When children don't feel significant, they look for other ways to find importance. Sometimes that shows up in arguing or showing off, competing with siblings, or refusing to cooperate. They're still trying to answer the same question, do I matter here? If they can't feel important through contribution, they might try to feel important through conflict. There are a few simple shifts that help children regain that feeling of significance. Let kids struggle a little. If they're learning a skill, it's okay if it isn't perfect. Learning builds confidence, and perfection is not the goal. Resist redoing their work. If something's good enough, let it stand. Kids need to see that their effort actually counts. Give real responsibility, not pretend ones, but ones the family really depends on. Children rise to the level of responsibility they're entrusted with. The idea of children contributing meaningfully to the household is one reason I talk so much about giving kids responsibility early. When kids feel like they matter to the family, behavior problems decrease dramatically. When children are trusted with meaningful responsibility, something shifts internally. They start seeing themselves differently, not as kids needing to be managed, but as people who help the family function. And that identity matters. A child who believes my family depends on me is far more likely to cooperate than a child who feels like everything will get done with or without my help. So if your child refuses to help, or used to and stopped, it's worth asking a different question. Not, how do I make them do chores? But do they feel their contribution actually matters? Because when children feel significant to the family, they usually want to step up. If you're raising kids in that 4 to 12 range and want them to develop into capable, responsible people, follow along. In this series, we're unpacking the real motivations behind kids' behavior and how parents can guide them toward responsibility instead of constant conflict.